Hey, it's Anthony Allen Ramos from GLAAD. Okay, Michael, if I can start with you, thinking about the way season one ended, Victor comes out and we're going to explore that with season two. What was it like for you to get a glimpse into what it might be like for a young person to come out to their friends and family?
I mean, I feel like, I've been on like the receiving end of like people coming out, and I definitely know how nerve-wracking it is, and it's really hard to just kind of like accept who you are as a person sometimes. Like even as an adult, there's still people coming out and like, going on that path of self-discovery. But with that being said, like it was definitely like I think like throughout this whole experience, I just realized like how important this is for a lot of people to kind of to just kind of like just this show is just so important for a lot of people because it just kind of depicts depicts coming out in a way that's like easily digestible and really fun and like in a light way, but where it's like still affects them in a deep way, but also can make them laugh and make them smile and make them reminisce on when they were coming out too, depending on like their age.
I feel like it does show, it shows the difficult reality of coming out particularly in high school in this day and age. It's still a difficult thing for most people, right? Yeah. But then it also shows that the joy and the celebration and of embracing and celebrating who you are. It shows the sort of living your truth is everything here, and it shows the joy in that. And I think that optimistic message really resonates, particularly with like the LGBTQ youth, that they have this show to watch and sort of feel seen. And I think that's kind of an important thing for the show,
Absolutely. It's definitely connecting and resonating with a lot of people. Okay, so let's talk about, Michael, I'll come back to you. George, thanks for sharing that. Let's talk about Victor and Benji, because season two, I know we can't give it all away, but tell me a little bit about how we're going to see this relationship kind of blossom or take shape.
Well, when you see Venji, I just said their ship name by accident.
I like that.
Benji, I can't get out of my head now. No, when you see Benji and Victor, again, when we pick up where we left off, they're kind of in this summer bubble. They're in their sort of honeymoon period. They're just sort of all over each other, even at work in Brass Town. And then inevitably, when they go back to school, they sort of come out of this honeymoon period and they're met with some challenges as a couple and some conflicts there, and then also some challenges as individuals too. You sort of see Benji go through some struggles, some that are touched upon in season one, and then also we bring in sort of the family element too. You get to see some of his home life. And this is all kind of through the lens of his relationship with Victor.
Michael, do you want to add anything to that? A little tease of what's to come for Benji, as we are saying now?
Definitely. I think that I think that a lot of like what Victor is kind of going through, it kind of depicts like, I feel like a lot of times especially in like younger gay relationships, they're still kind of navigating the world as what it means to be a gay man in this modern world, right? And so obviously, Benji has been out for a while, so he knows who he is as a gay man. He knows where he lies in the world. Victor is still discovering that, and it shows like what kind of tension that can put on a gay relationship, what it's like to be gay, and also it really just depicts like an accurate story of just like being a young LGBT youth. And again, I think that could be very reminiscent for like people that are older that watch this and something that they can relate to, and younger people that can relate to, and also offers perspective as to like why their partner might be feeling certain things.
No, that's excellent. Thank you for sharing that. And everyone, I'm not going to spoil anything, but make sure you watch episode 4. It's a very fun one.
Yep.
Won't say why, but it's a really good one.
I actually, just quickly on that, I saw some fans speculating on that on Instagram, I think just last night. And there was something, I'm not going to say what they said because I don't want to give it away, but someone like nailed something that happens in the story. I was like, damn, like that was pretty spot on there.
No way, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good. The fans are very, actually that's a great segue to my next question, because, one season under your belt, the fans were going crazy over it. What has it been like? I guess, Michael, if you want to start, what has it been like for you to see these young people really just loving the show, being so invested, and also feeling like they're being seen as well.
I think it's just like such an honor, you know, to like to represent a community that is so underrepresented in like so many different ways. I think that like it's cool to be part of something that's actually making a change. I think that, you know, throughout this whole experience, my favorite part about, you know, playing Victor is just like receiving messages of like people just telling me their stories and, you know, sending me their love Victor, love Simon messages. And that's like such a cool thing to just know that it's making an impact so much so that they feel like they need to reach out and tell me their stories.
Yeah, definitely. I think like some of my older friends, some of my like older gay friends who didn't grow up with a show like this, they watch the show and they say two things really. They say they wish that they had a show like this, and that like they're glad it's not just a show that's just like a tragedy story, you know. So I think it is an important show in that way, that like particularly for LGBT youth, but then it also is kind of opens the door for conversations with like parents and older people, you know.
Exactly.
I'd like to add on to that really quick. I think it also, the great thing about the show is it's opening conversations, because the show did so well and it shows that there's a market for LGBT storytelling. I think that it shows big executive producers, big networks that like there's a market for this. This is only one story. There's so many LGBT stories that need to be told. And I would love to see more stories where it's like not just about coming out. It's more about the relationship and like, oh, like, okay, well, I'm in a gay relationship. I want to see more gay rom-coms. I want to see more gay love stories. I want to see more gay dramas that are just, it's just true to that community. I think Little Fire, or not Little Fires Ever, oh gosh, A Portrait of a Woman on Fire. I think that's what it's called, right? It's such a good movie. And it's, I think that like showing that there's a market for LGBT storytelling is like so important for big networks to see.
So well said. Thank you for saying that. I obviously agree. Season 2, obviously, I think is going to take on a little bit more of mature, grown-up things when it comes to sex, mental health, depression. Tell me a little bit about how you navigate that this season. I don't know, George, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, thankfully, because we've now got like HULU as our sort of adopted platform, it meant that we could sort of tell more adult stories, right, and more realistic stories. So, as an actor, that's really exciting. You know, the material is a lot, I would say, richer. There's a lot more layers you can get involved with the characters, and I think it also gives the opportunity for people to connect with that too. But approaching it, I think you know, like you said, we've done a whole season, so we already kind of had like an understanding of these characters. Now it's about just kind of going deeper with that, really. And I think the cool thing about TV, when you play a character for a long period of time, you kind of feel attached to that character and this person. And so through that sort of love you have, you kind of can be more empathetic and sympathetic for them. And through that, use that to kind of connect with the character.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Cannot wait for Love Victor season 2 on HULU, and Benji, I'm here for it. It's nice to see you both.